Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of We the People podcast show. I'm Karina Schmitt. I'm here with Jeannine Polk today. She is running for reelection in the city of Punta Gorda. Thank you so much for being on today. We have a few questions
Thank you.
for you. Please give the viewers just a brief overview about who you are and the office you're running for.
My name is Jeannine Polk, and I have lived here all of my life since 1973. I lived in the city of Punta Gorda or Charlotte County. How I got involved with running for city council position is that I saw there were so many, um, decisions that were being made that I did not agree with. And a lot of it had to do with changing the land development regulations to a much higher density, to a much taller buildings that really aren't characteristically appropriate for our area. And I'm very much into the history of the city of Punta Gorda because my husband's a sixth generation Punta Gordian. His family's been here for a very long time. Our two sons are seventh generation. So it's important for me to be able to help.
Preserve?
I guess it's just, yeah, just to preserve the area. It is a beautiful area. People are drawn
Preserve
here
the charm
because of
of
its
Punta
history.
Gorda. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of people, and most of them tell me I came here because of the beauty of this city and because it is a small town and because of the history here. So why wouldn't we want to preserve what brings people here? And so that is why I ran. And I feel like this past year, 2 years, have really given me some insight as to what is going on in the background.
So that makes me think of a question here that a lot of people probably are wondering the same thing. What is at stake really in the city of Punta Gorda for this election here in 2026? It ties into what you were just introducing us to, right?
Yes, there are a couple of things that are at stake. I want people to realize who are listening today that when we got in, there were three of us who got in, four actually, including Mayor Lux, that promised that we would take back the land development regulations and we would make sure that they were lawfully put in place. What they put in place was not lawful. There's an SB 250 and an SB 180. I won't go into those, but they were laws that were put in place to protect people after storms, so that there wouldn't be any change in the land development regulations. And our city council pushed it through anyway at the time in 2024. So, or just before I got in office, 2023, 2024. So it really made a lot of people angry. And I do believe that that same group of people who we voted out still want to get back in because they want to put those back in place, those same land development regulations that I believe were not healthy for the citizens, or this city. We don't have the infrastructure to do what they wanted to do: 50 units an acre and 25 units an acre in the oldest, most historic neighborhood in the county. They're bringing up this high density that we've got to have because we have to have more housing. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So,
So
yes, land development regulations are at stake.
can you talk to us real quickly about how you think that their plans would negatively impact a location such as Fisherman's Village, which it's a beautiful place, but how would that impact a place like that?
Well, let's all face it. We love to go to Fisherman's Village. It's gorgeous. Everybody does. When they have guests, they go there. And from what I understand, it's got a lot more restaurants that are going to be put in place, a lot more retail. But those kinds of businesses need parking. And the problem is that if Fisherman's Village builds on the property that they have, then it creates an issue with parking where I live in my district, District 1. They start to park in other areas in downtown or around the neighborhood, the residences, because remember, residential property backs up against that property.
Yeah.
And so So I do believe that if I can be frank, my opponent is directly related to the people who are purchasing Fisherman's Village through marriage. His son is married to one of the people, or one of the people who the family is buying it. So I'm not sure what they're after. I kind of have an idea of what they're after. There are some reverter parcels there that are worth $3.6 million, that are supposed to come back to the citizens, even though they sold it at one time. If John Larimore, who owned it before, did not perform on this 2.77 acre parcel, then that land would revert back to the people. And I have a funny feeling, just because of some meetings that I've been in, that they want those reverter parcels clear. They want the deed and the title. They want the title to be clear to the property. So as they go to purchase it, they're hoping that city council members will just sign off on it. That is my guess.
So
Um,
this is a matter of money and control for them, you think?
Control, absolutely control. And I believe that there are two people running, the gentleman against myself and the gentleman against Janice Denton, council member Denton. So those things need to be known by the people. They are after land development regulations changes, Fisherman's Village reverter parcels. They're also after the historic parks. People don't realize this, but the same person who is purchasing the Fisherman's Village has also already purchased what I call the Impact Building, where the Military Heritage Museum now rents from them. And their plan is to put a restaurant on the back part that faces the water. What a great idea, a great concept. But still, you're in a residential neighborhood, and you cannot just change residential property to commercial. That's not how zoning works.
Right.
And they want to take some of the parks. They submitted this as a plan, a portion of the parks on West Retta Esplanade into parking spaces, so that our
Well,
citizens can help. Yeah.
that's definitely
So
something that's definitely
they
something
want
people need to
control.
be aware of before they
Yes.
make a final decision, because it could negatively impact the city altogether, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And right now, what I'm doing is working with the Historic Preservation Board to try to get the parks on the registry of historical places. And that's going to take a little while, but if we do that, at least the area is protected somewhat. And before they put down any shovels, they're going to have to go through the Historic Preservation Board first. And, those properties were left to the citizens for safekeeping. They were not left to just give up to developers.
That's exactly right. Thank you so much for coming on today's show, Jeannine.
Thank
We'll be
you.
talking to you about several other things very soon. So everybody stay tuned for more videos with Jeannine Polk and the hard work that she does. Thank you for coming on today, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
That was fun. Thank you.